So now I'll take a few minutes to discuss certifications by API and ILSAC, as well as explain to you who they are. Most of you, I'm sure, are familiar with the certification logos on oil bottles, but maybe not all of you are familiar with their meanings. API stands for the American Petroleum Institute, and they test and certify that oils meet appropriate specifications. Looking at the logo, it shows the performance standard. The first letter S indicates that it's for gas engines, and if it had a C, it would be for diesels. And then the second letter N indicates the latest standard, which is actually undergoing a change right now, and I'll discuss that further in a few moments. Obviously, the viscosity grade is listed, and then whether the oil is resource conserving or not. Not all oils are. The bottom image is the ILSAC logo, which stands for International Lubricant Specification Advisory Committee. This organization also has evolving testing standards and ratings that are currently moving from GF5 to GF6, and I'll explain that further. The takeaway here is that it is really becoming quite important to understand the information on the bottles to ensure that you are not using the wrong products. As I previously mentioned, API has evolved beginning years ago with SA, SB, and so on, but all are obsolete until you get to SH through the newest SP certification starting last year. All SP labeled products are fully backwards compatible to all previous standards. New testing standards were developed for SP in areas of wear, oil thickening, plus low-speed pre-ignition, which I will cover more in depth. Now that ILSAC is moving from GF5 to GF6, oils will be split into two categories as follows. GF6A will include 0W20, 5W20, 5W30, and 10W30. GF6B will be for 0W16 only. Some of the performance advantages include enhanced emission control system protection, minimizing LSPI, low-speed pre-ignition, improved chain wear protection, improved high temperature protection for pistons and turbos, and improved sludge and varnish control. In this spiderweb illustration, you can see the improvements made for GF6 in red versus the old GF5 in blue for the different testing areas. Although improvements were made in most areas, 3 specific areas are outlined to the left to address specific needs: anti-pre-ignition, anti-aeration, and anti-chain wear. Anti-pre-ignition I will cover more in depth in the next segment. But anti-aeration is simply to inhibit the oil from foaming, and anti-chain wear improvements is because engines are moving back to timing chains and away from timing belts due to space constraints. I also want to take a moment to talk about volatility, which is shown at the bottom. All oils have a volatility index which tells us how easily an oil is prone to be consumed. Some oils are more resistant to this than others. We all know a story where a vehicle tends to go through oil and it isn't leaking and it doesn't appear to be burning it, but it is in small amounts. Whenever I hear this story, I tell the shop to change brands of oil for at least 2 oil changes, but choose a top brand. Of course, I would love you to choose ENEOS. In many cases, you will find that this solves the issue.